Have you ever noticed prices creeping up at the grocery store or wondered why cars and appliances seem more expensive than they used to be? What if part of the reason is something most people rarely think about: tariffs? Tariffs aren't just political headlines or trade war buzzwords. They can directly affect your monthly budget, your job, and the overall cost of living in America. Today we're breaking down what tariffs are, how they work, and how they impact everyday Americans. Section 1. What is a tariff? A tariff is a tax placed on goods imported from other countries. When the U.S. government puts a tariff on foreign products, American companies that import those goods must pay an additional fee. For example, during the trade tensions under Donald Trump, the United States placed tariffs on hundreds of billions of dollars worth of Chinese imports. At first glance, it might sound like those tariffs punish foreign countries. But here's the important part. American companies pay the tariff first. And in most cases, they pass those costs on to consumers. Which means you pay. Section 2. How tariffs raise prices. Let's look at how this plays out in real life. At the grocery store, many products rely on imported ingredients, packaging, or equipment. If tariffs increase those costs, food companies may raise prices. Cars are another example. Even vehicles assembled in the U.S. often use foreign parts. If tariffs are placed on steel, aluminum, or auto components, manufacturing becomes more expensive and sticker prices can rise. Appliances like washing machines have also seen price increases after tariffs were introduced. Electronics, including smartphones, televisions, and laptops, depend heavily on global supply chains. Tariffs can increase production costs, which eventually show up in retail prices. In short, tariffs can function like a hidden tax on consumers. Section 3. Who really pays? It's often argued that tariffs force foreign governments to pay. But many economic studies, including research from the Peterson Institute for International Economics, suggest that most of the cost is absorbed by American businesses and consumers. When companies face higher costs, they typically respond in one of three ways. They raise prices, they reduce hiring, or they cut back on investment. All three responses can affect American workers and families. Section 4. Impact on jobs. Tariffs are often introduced to protect domestic industries like steel or manufacturing, and in some cases, they can provide short-term relief to those industries. But there are trade-offs. If steel becomes more expensive because of tariffs, companies that rely on steel like car manufacturers or construction firms may face higher costs. Higher costs can lead to job cuts or slower hiring. There's also the risk of retaliation when other countries respond with their own tariffs on American exports. Industries like agriculture can suffer. During U.S.-China trade tensions, American farmers faced reduced demand when China cut back on purchases of U.S. crops. So while one sector may benefit, another may be harmed. Section 5. Inflation and household pressure. When tariffs affect a wide range of goods, they can contribute to inflationary pressure. Higher import costs lead to higher retail prices. Higher retail prices mean greater strain on household budgets. Middle and lower income families tend to feel this impact the most because a larger share of their income goes toward essentials: food, transportation, housing, and utilities. Even modest price increases can make a noticeable difference in monthly expenses. Section 6. The disadvantages of tariffs. To summarize, potential disadvantages of tariffs include higher prices for consumers, retaliation from trading partners, reduced export opportunities, business uncertainty, and possible job losses in industries affected by higher input costs. Tariffs are a policy tool, but like any tool, they come with trade-offs. Conclusion: decisions made in Washington, but their effects can show up at your checkout line, on your car payment, and in your monthly budget. Understanding how tariffs work helps you better understand the real-world impact of economic policy. If you found this explanation helpful, consider subscribing for more breakdowns of how government decisions affect everyday Americans. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next video.